School's back in session. Students are settling in, but many are already dropping out.
And nationally, a student drops out of school every 26 seconds. That's 1.2 million a year, or 6,000 a day. And Spokane is not immune. For the next 3 nights here on KXLY4 HD News at 6, we're looking at local graduation rates, the dropouts, the issues, the solutions, including what you can do. Tonight, just how bad are Spokane's graduation numbers? We've been told that Spokane is a dropout factory. We did some digging and found it's not really black and white. Ferris, Lewis and Clark, North Central, Rogers, Shadle Park, all rich in tradition and none exempt from high dropout rates.
1 out of 3 students aren't graduating, and we know that's not good enough.
Fred Schrump is Spokane School's new director of interventions. It's his task to compile the stats and oversee programs to keep kids in school. He has his work cut out for him.
But it's a priority for Spokane Public Schools to improve their graduation rate.
Text is what? What you see.
As it stands, for Spokane's class of 2010, 2,272 students started as freshmen, but only 1,479 graduated last June. That's a 65% graduation rate. The school with the lowest rate was Rogers. 511 students started as freshmen, only 219 graduated. That's a 43% graduation rate. The school with the highest number of graduates in Spokane is Ferris, with about 75%. Is Spokane in worse shape than other districts of comparable size in Washington? Well, that depends. Central Valley had a 67% graduation rate, but Tacoma schools claim a graduation rate in the 81% range. Earlier, I mentioned that the numbers aren't black and white. The numbers don't take into account mobility, students who have transferred, enrolled, or withdrawn, or those who graduate through alternate pathways like GED programs or alternative schools. A Spokane Schools spokeswoman told me the district hasn't kept good records of kids leaving the district, and that's something they hope to remedy. So why should you care whether a student stays in school or drops out? Well, hopefully you want what's best for the kids of our community. But besides that, your money and your safety are at risk. Research tells us that 75% of America's state prison inmates, 59% of federal inmates, and 69% of jail inmates do not finish high school. High school dropouts are 3.5 times more likely than high school grads to be arrested in their lifetimes. As a taxpayer, that costs you. Speaking of costs, the organization Communities in Schools reports that Washington's economy would see a combination of crime-related savings and additional revenue of about $111 million a year if the male high school graduation rate increased by just 5%. Do you care yet? Washington would also save more than $436 million in health care costs over the lifetimes of each class of dropouts had they earned diplomas. Well, how about now? Do you care? How about if I told you that if the students who dropped out of the class of 2008 had graduated, the nation's economy would have benefited from an additional $319 billion in income over their lifetimes. As for the dropouts themselves, their classmates who stay in school will earn nearly $10,000 a year more, and nearly half of all dropouts between the ages of 16 and 24 are unemployed. Why are so many kids dropping out of school, and what are Spokane schools doing about it? What can you do to help? We'll answer those questions the next couple of nights right here on KXLY4 HD News at 6.